you will grow to a point na mas na ang sarap magsalita. Okay? You will grow to that point. Hindi yung magsalita ng chismis, iba yun. Meron talagang ganun. Ang sarap magsalita ng chismis. Okay, there are basically two places where you can add. Tama na, two places. There are a number of places. Minimum is 3. Where you can place JavaScript. You can place them in the... You can place them here using the script tab. But in order for you to ensure that the HTML loaded first before the JavaScript, because it's important. Okay, the order of being loaded in the browser, dapat mas nauna si HTML, CSS, and then JavaScript. You always put JavaScript at the end, not JavaScript before. But there are instances that you want to do JavaScript stuff before you load the whole page. But that's a rare scenario. In most cases, you want the HTML, the CSS, and then last, the JavaScript to be loaded. That order. Now, you can place that. Now, in order for JavaScript to be ensured, kasi ganito yung arrangement kasi, di ba? Kung naglagay ka dyan ng JavaScript, siyempre, ang loading order kasi is from top to bottom. But since you are placing JavaScript here, if you are not going to set it to, ano na kasi yun? Ano maalala? If you're not going to set it as defer, kala mo kasi may ba? May attribute. Just like that. But this is basically a standalone attribute. It doesn't require a value. If you are not going to set it as defer, mauuna talaga. But with defer setting, it's going to wait all the HTML to be loaded before this will be loaded and executed. Kasi yung JavaScript, automatic siyang na-execute. Automatic siyang na-execute. Except for cases na kailangan ng event. We're going to go back there later on. Another, the traditional and most common way of doing, this is the modern way, the traditional and most common place to put JavaScript is just before the closing tag of the body to ensure that HTML get first in the browser before the script. Okay? And then, just like that, you can already console na lang. Console, that lang. Hi, Java, script. One word na pala. Yan. So that's just simple. If you have started the script tab, you can begin writing your JavaScript code. Ganyan lang kasimple. Or, ano yung isang way? Using file. If you're going to use a file, gagamitan mo siya ng SRC. SRC na attribute, and then typically you put it in a folder JS and then the file name like main.js. And then of course, you have to delete this already. That's not necessary. Okay? Now we will do that. We're going to separate the JavaScript into a separate file. We're going to separate into a separate file. Okay? Then, gagawa tayo ng file. Nagigets nyo? Yung ways of adding JavaScript. Napakasimple. Okay, this is just a review. Kasi iniwanan natin yung topic na ito. Ang hirap naman i-manage yan. Napakalagi ka na kasi. Okay, ganyan na lang siguro. Okay, so we will create. Make sure that you are on the parent. You click on the empty space to make sure that you are on the empty or on the parent directory. To create there a JS directory, and then ano yung file name niya? You can use this one to uncollapse codes. That's the purpose of this. Na-discover nyo na yan. If you want to fold it so you can concise the code, you can just use this and then open it again if you like. That's the purpose of this, the opening and closing. Now, I'm not going to do that. I rather unfold that or fold that. The file name is main.js. So gagawin tayo na main.js. Let's try to type now. JavaScript is similar to your Python in that it is a procedural type of page. Ano ang procedural? Procedural meaning procedure step by step. You write whatever you wanna execute in order. Di ba ang procedure ay order? Except when you are going to call function. Because function, for example, the order of execution is to this line. If you call a function, that's defined here, it's going to come. But that's procedural type of programming language. I am planning to introduce to you later on object-oriented programming similar to Java. Java is naturally and only a procedural and object-oriented programming language. Pero si JavaScript, si Python, procedural sila. Bakit sila procedural? Tignan nyo pwede na akong mag-type ng command, ng JavaScript without putting that in a function. Kay Java, kailangan mong ilagay yung mga codes mo sa loob ng function. Initially, it's the main function. Hindi mo pwede ilagay dun sa pinaka-first line. Kasi object-oriented siya. Pero sa JavaScript, you can just type whatever, you can start to read with whatever JavaScript code, so long that it is a valid JavaScript. Alert is a built-in function. It's going to pop out a dialog box. Ilagay na tayo dito. Pag nabasa niyo mamaya, basahin mo mamaya. Wait lang. Mamaya. Save ko yan. And then, i-run ko. And then, nag-load siya dito sa kabila. O, basa. Lakasan nyo Hindi na ikaw. Highly din, tingnan nyo. Valid yung JavaScript kasi na-read natin. Sir, paano mag-error yung JavaScript? Mag-type tayo dito ng kung ano-ano na invalid. Magbigay na kayo ng word. Kilua, word. I, kasi def. Okay, never mind. Give me a word. Ano, Jay? Ano yun? Ganyan. Pira. Ganyan na nga. Ganyan na ako. Tingnan niya, save ko yun Ano? Tingnan nyo. Refresh ko yung pinatumanan. Where do you find error in JavaScript? Ginawa pang class?
Sir console.
Anong tawag doon?
Developer cell.
Tawag dito. Developer tool.
Tool.
Okay? Makikita nyo dyan yung error dun sa console. Yun, nag-error na siya. Yun, kita nyo dyan.
LeBron James.
Okay.
You know LeBron James.
Valid naman talaga yan, di ba? Okay. Before I proceed with actual coding, gagawa tayo ng to-do app. Bilisan natin to-do app. So I want you to pay attention. Before I proceed, ito yung meaning ng procedure ng coding. Try na lang. Kung hindi po, sige, try na lang. Procedural versus OOP. Ang ginagawa natin sa Compro, it's an OOP. But the pure concept of OOP, that's a whole different subject. You will have that next sem. May OOP kayo, may UI UX kayo, may web dev 2 kayo, may information management database. Sa akin yung web dev 2 at saka information management. Okay, ano pang subject niyo next year? Meron na rin tayong mobile development. Magde-develop na kayo ng mobile application.
Wow.
Kaya,
Here to is a pain.
gamitan nyo na, anong ginamit nyo nun? React Native. React Native is a JavaScript framework. That's why kailangan nyo matutunan ngayon ng JavaScript OOP. I suggest, pag may bakante kayo sa bakasyon, mag-aral-aral kayo para hindi kayo mabakante. Okay? Okay? Yun ang suggestion ko sa inyo na hindi ko nagawa nag-aaral ako. Paano to go ba? Gagawin nyo yun. Ang daming resources na yun. Alam niyo na kaya namin, nagde-develop nila kami sa isang overload. Wala bang masyadong yung YouTube tutorials no? Magbabasa kami ng documentation, pinapabili kami nun ng mga ganun ng group. Kaya nga, chatgpt.com, Plot AI, give me this, give me that. Pero nakita niyo yung disadvantage ng era nyo. You are almost always tempted not to learn. You just let the tool do it for yourself. Wala kayong learning. Which become a source of stress. Sa una, hindi stress, bilis gawin. Pero later on, kung i-edit mo ng program mo, hindi na makuha ni ChatGPT yung gusto mong niyang gawin, yung ka na na-stress. Ano ang reason? You did not understand the matter. You did not understand the code. You do not know how to do it. Doon nagkagaling yung stress. Okay? So I want to tell you guys, hindi masama mag-ChatGPT, but be responsible for your own learning. Sinabi ko na ko nun, let me remind you, magpa-finals na, don't just copy-paste. Learn. Learn. Nakakatamad mag-learn, di ba? No. Nakakatamad. Bakit? You have a lot of alternatives. Oh, kuya lamang range kung TikTok, kaysa gadal. Sa ChatGPT. I want to tell you, ang mangyayari sa inyo sa dulo nito, may stress kayo. Promise. May stress lang kayo. Kasi, ang hirap kausapin si ChatGPT pag di mo alam ang gusto niyang gawin. Okay? Nag-get niyo yung point ko? Okay? Tuloy natin. Sarap talaga magsalita, oh. Now, procedural code is organized into functions, procedures, or steps, focuses on what to do, and the steps to do it. Data and behavior are separate. When you bundle them together, the data and behavior, pag sinabi natin behavior, those are the functions or the process, and that we perform over the data. Diba? Kasi meron tayo sa programming ay data and functions. Right? Our program basically comprises of the two, especially for procedural programming. But with OOP, we model the real world into objects. Like a person can be an object in your program. Okay? Code is organized around objects and classes. What's the difference between objects and classes? Classes is specification or blueprint. Object is the actual thing that conforms to that specification. Like, I have a student class, the object represents certain value. It has all its value that conforms to the properties and behaviors that is defined in a class student. Yun yung difference ng dalawa. Okay? Example, ganito lang gumawa ng kay Java. Alam niyo na si Java, di ba? Tinuruan ko na kayo paano gumawa ng class and objects. Remember yung public class student, private string person, blah 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 blah, public string get username. Yun yung class. Dito ang dali. You begin with the keyword class, same as with Java, the name of the class, And then for the constructor, instead of using the name of the class name, you just use the constructor keyword. And then passing parameters or property parameters, and then you just save it. Hindi mo nga kailangan mag-declare sa labas kay Java kailangan. Si JavaScript, mas magaan siyang gamitin kaysa kay Java. Okay? We also have here, hindi mo kailangan ng public, hindi mo kailangan ng private. Okay? Wait, I forgot private. Sir, paano ka na pag-private? Ito, public yan. Public. Let me just look quickly. Private properties. Private property. Pakita ko na lang sa inyo kung paano mag-private sa JavaScript. Hindi ko na yun sa akin. Ganito mag-private. Nagkaroon siya ng hashtag sa dulo. Pati yung method, meron din siyang hashtag. Okay? Static meaning, katulad din kay Java, hindi siya static. So this is static, it's fixed, it's not dynamic. Pero hindi static, dynamic siya. Kahit anong pwedeng lagay na value on every object. Okay? So ganyan lang. Pero we're going to doing to that. Aralin natin yung pinaka-core niya, something that you can begin from, and then ayan mag-grow. I want to tell you the idea that we are doing is that everything is discussed in school. You are just given initial knowledge which you can basically expand. So what I will do is, I'm going to create a new project. Magde-demo na tayo ng mabilisan. So I want you to stay with me. Magde-demo tayo. Gagawa lang tayo ng to-do app. What I need to do app. Meron na actually to-do app dito. To-do app. Maalala niyo yung one? Maalala ay meron na. Okay. Class 2. I have to do it like this one. Ano pala yun? To do class. Okay, select folder. Don't set it. Yeah, dito tayo gawa. Nagawa tayo ng blank Excel. Gawin natin to ng mabilisan. Similar ito dun sa pinagawa ko sa inyo na listahan ng utang. Index.html. Yan. And then, to do. Disregard muna natin ang CSS para mabilis tayo. Okay? But when we need JavaScript, tawag nito, when we need CSS, then we are going to add kung necessary. So this is JS. Let's create main.js. And then we're going to add it here. Okay. We can start putting here script. Defer. src JS main.js. Then should be deferred. Okay? Say, for example, we have the body. What we can do here? Main. Let's have a main here. Okay. Okay, gawa tayo ng to-do app. So, anong gagawin natin? We're going to add a simple form. We're going to add a simple form in here. Basically, we don't have to put that in a form kasi hindi naman tayo magsasubmit ng form. We're going to use JavaScript to process the value of the field. Okay? So gawa tayo dito ng H1. Gawin natin mga gagawin mga gagawin mga gagawin mga gagawin ko. Okay? Then we need input. Meron bang hindi nakakaintindi dyan ng kwan? Ng pangalan nito? Okay, mga gagawin. Pero parang redundant siya. Mag-English na nga tayo. Task up. And then task. Then button. Ang lalagay natin dyan. Add task. Kaya lang Kuya Brioni. And then saan natin nilalagay yung mga kwan? Mga task. Lagay na lang natin siya sa isang div. And we're going to identify it as using ID task list. Yan. Dito natin ilalagay sa loob niyan. Save. Okay. Let's now begin adding the program or the logic. So what we want, let me just run this one. Go live. Okay. Ganito yung itsura niya. Napakasimple. It's very bare. It's very bare. Hindi yung na close ko na ito. Yun. So, ang gagawin natin, let's plan what we want to build. Doon natin i-anchor yung functionality, yung JavaScript na hindi na kita pagbibigyan na. Okay, pag-click ko yung task, gusto ko, whatever I have here, halimbawa, ano ba yung mga task na ginagawa mo, Mr. Baltasar? Anong task? Kumain. Pag click ko yung task, gusto ko, pupunta yung value nito dito. Yan. Tapos pwede rin natin siya i-delete. At habang nag-add tayo, isi-save na rin natin siya sa local storage. Sir, CSV, no? Ang ganda ng JavaScript kasi meron na siyang napakasimpleng implementation ng persistent data habang wala pang database. Hindi mo kailangan ng CSV. Gagamitin natin yung local storage. I'm going to show you how to do that quickly. Okay? So, gawin natin yan. So, pay attention on the name of the field. So, we're going to use. So, to get the field, ano ang selector niyan? Tuturuan ko kayo kung gumamit ng iba pang selector na walang class at walang ID. We also have the button. We also have the div. Okay. Lagyan na lang natin ito ng ID. Okay, para madali natin siyang Bakit kailangan na natin ID? Or even classes? Ano yung nagigets nyo na purpose ng mga attribute na ID and then classes? Sa CSS and sa JavaScript. Para specific or for us to be able to easily target that element. Ano ulit ang gamit ng CSS and JavaScript? Si CSS, it works for the HTML, so we can apply styles to specific element or overall document. Ganun din si JavaScript. It basically manipulates the page. Like, anong manipulation ang gagawin natin dito? Yung manipulation na gagawin natin is, if I'm going to click add, mag-create yan ng element dito sa loob ng div task list at mapopopulate yan the more that we click this one. So dito muna tayo sa procedural and then we're going to convert that into object-oriented if you will have time later on. Okay, mabilisan lang ito. So I want you to stay with me. Okay, gawin natin yan. Save. First thing that we're going to do is get reference to the key elements that we want to, number one, listen the event on, and also number two, where do we get the data from, which is a text field. Okay, kasing gagawin natin, if I'm going to click add task, meaning I'm going to listen to it being clicked. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Event listener. Okay, it's all about events. Pag click ko yan, magre-react yung button. Sasabihin niya, ang sakit naman, pinindot mo pa ako. Sabihin niya, kasi dito. Hindi, ang gagawin niya, pag click ko yung add task, kokopyahin niya yung laman ng text field na to, at gagawa siya ng element dito to display the content. Okay, layout natin yung process. Okay, so kapag click the button, click button. Number two, copy the field value. Then, create a task item in the task container. Yan yung gagawin natin. But of course, we need to get a reference to this element para malisen natin yung pan. Ang daming way to do that. Okay? Number one, we get a reference to the button. Let's say, const. It's always ideal to make it constant when you create a reference to the HTML element rather than making it var or let. Ano ba yung ways to introduce a data? It could be constant. It could be variable. We have var, let, constant. We make it constant. Const, add, task. Naming convention, same with Java. Ang tawag ng naming convention na yan? Camel case. Okay? Is equal to how do we select the button? What way we can select it? We have the ID there. Let's make it add. btn add. Okay, save. We're going to select that and we're going to make a reference to that button using document dot, tuloy nyo, get element by ID. This is basically the ECS selector using ID. Okay, pero subukan natin yung isa mamaya. Anong ID niya? btn add. Now, let's create an event listener. There are two ways. Okay, there are two ways. Pero ito na lang. You can create the event listener here via the attribute onClick, or you can just use the reference here like add task dot add event listener. May mga events. Ano yung mga events na pwede gawin ng isang user dun sa button? Pwede niyang i-click, pwede rin niyang i-mouse over, pwede rin niyang i-focus. Pero ang pinakagusto natin i-listen ay kung pag na-click. Meron din naman yung tinatawag na mouse over, I think. It's mouse over. Then, magde-define tayo dyan ng function na tratrabaho na makokol kapag na-click yung button. Ganyan. Or, an alternative to this is we can create a function here. Function in JavaScript is also a type of data. Pwede mo siyang i-store sa variable. Okay? Pwede, like this one. Kay Java, pwede ba? Hindi. Hindi mo pwedeng i-store yung function, right? Ang pwede mo lang i-store kay Java ay mga literal values and objects. Ano pa yung third type of data? Arrays. Okay? Ngayon, kay JavaScript pwede, like cons. Gawin din natin siyang cons. Magbigay na kayo ng pangalan, add task. Sir, kapangalan na yan, oh. Palitan na lang natin to. Gawin natin siyang add btn. Okay, add btn. Palitan natin ito. Add btn. And then, bakit siya nag-error? cannot redeclare block scope. Di ko naman yan din redeclare. Ignore lang natin. Const add task. Pag function, variable names, constant name, walang space is equal to function. Just like that. At dito mo na i-define yung gagawin mo. Halimbawa, alert, Darna. Tignan natin yan. Then, ito, instead na magde-define ka dyan ng another function, you can just make it add task. Ganyan. Save natin to. Save. Tingnan niya, i-mouse over ko lang Darna. Jonas. Sumigaw ka ng Darna. Ikaw na lang, Deborah. Deborah, ano mo na? Okay, gumana, di ba? Pero ang gusto kong i-listen ay click. Search na lang kay ChatGPT. ChatGPT gave me all the type of events for button in JavaScript. Ganun lang. Hindi ko na ituturo yun. Dito natin gagawin. Ngayon, kailangan natin yung value ng field. How can we refer to that? This is review Tinakil ko na ito sa inyo late noon. Okay, paano natin yan? Parang hindi natin matatapos yung OOP. Siguro, kausapin ko na lang yung instructor nyo na introduce niya ang OOP na JavaScript bago React Native. Hindi ko na itatakil. Siguro. Kasi ang dami mong kwento, sir. Okay lang. Const, task field. Yan, task field. Paano natin i-refer itong input na ito, wala siyang ID, wala ding wala ding name. Walang ID, walang name, meron lang type. Paano natin i-refer yan? Sir, lagyan mo na lang ng class, ng ID para madali. Pwede kong gawin yun, pero gusto kong i-demo sa inyo yung other way to select an element if there is no other attribute available. Okay? Pwede nga gawin nyo second child name. Pwede gano'n. Second child, sir, ba? Pero masyado ng mahabang code yun. Ito na lang gawin ko using attribute. Okay? So, document that get, hindi siya get, query selector. Ang selector niya, using type, it should be the input. Pwede nga ganyan na Okay na siya. Pero if I want to just target via the attribute, I can do this one. Bracket, and then the name of the attribute is type, and then the value of that attribute, which is, anong type ni field? Anong type niya? It's text. I am targeting it via the attribute type. This is another way of doing it. Pero para hindi mo na pahirapan yung sarili mo, maglagay ka na lang ng class or CSS. But the purpose of this is for me to demonstrate to you how it works. Now, what I will do is alert. Ang i-alert natin si taskfield.value. Taskfield.value. Okay? Save natin. Okay? O, pwede. Na-select na natin ito. So, we are good to go. Gagawa na tayo ng bagong element. Paano tayo gagawa ng bagong element? Alisin ko na yan. I-store ko yung value niya dito. Var task is equal to task field dot value. Oops, nada one. Then, gagawa tayo ng element. Ilagay na lang natin siya sa P. Gusto niyo ng P? Paragraph. H. H na lang. H1, H2. P na nga lang. Gawa tayo ng P. New field. Const. Kapag gumagawa kayo ng variable or name for an element, it's advisable to make it constant. Okay? Const new field, new element is equal to document dot create element. Ang element na gagawin natin, anong element? Yung HTML, body, H1, H2, P, blah, 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 blah. Tawag natin doon ay element. So, gagawa tayo ng P, okay? And then, ilagay natin yung value niyan, P, new element, dot, inner HTML. Kung maglalagay ka ng panibagong HTML, pwede natin gawin yan. Ganito, magiging HTML siya. Lagyan nyo ng backtick para magamit yung string interpolation like this one. Wag nang inner XML, mamaya na lang siguro. Or sige. Pwede kasing inner HTML or text content. Parehas lang yan. Si text content, plain text lang pwede mong ilagay. Pag HTML, yung ginawa mong bagong element, pwede kang magdagdag na HTML. Elements ulit. Pero gagawin natin later on kasi lagyan natin ng delete. Okay? New element dot inner HTML. Lagay tayo ng ganito. Ang magiging laman niya sa loob niyan is just maglagay tayo ng span. Tapos ang nasa loob niya is yung mismong task. Pwede natin siyang i-refer via this. Ganyan. Tinuro ko sa inyo later on yung string interpolation. Anong ibig sabihin ng string interpolation? Combining data with literal. This is literal. Ito ay variable. So that's how you can do it. You can achieve that using backtick. Quote and quote. Pwede namang double quote, pero gagamitan nyo yung Java style na class for string concatenation. Pero kapag backtick, pwede kayong mag-interpolate, mag-combine ng variable and literals. Ang tawag dito mga literals. Okay? Now, paano natin idadagdag dun sa container natin? I-refer ulit natin ito. Gagawa tayo ng reference niyan. And then, ilalagay natin na anak na yung value. Dito tayo gagawa kasi mas global yan. So, we're going to have const task container is equal to document dot, since meron siyang, sige, gamitin naman natin yung class para variety tayo. Class na lang ito. Okay lang din. Class, task list. Pag class naman, you can do it this way. Or, ang pinakasimple ay using dot task list, which is similar to your CSS. Ngayon, ilagay natin na anak ni task container si new element. Ganito lang siya. Task container dot append child. Okay? I-append natin yung new element. Okay? Para meron siyang laman. Okay? Kumain. Sir. Sir, i-clear mo na agad kapag nag-add ka. Okay. Anong gagawin natin? Task field. Task. Hoy, makinig. Make sure na nagjo-joke tayo pero nagigits yung lesson na. Para clear, ganyan lang. Empty quote and quote para mapalitan yung value niya. Okay? Ano pa? Eat. Ano pa? Kita nyo? Sir, paano kapag gagamitan mo ng press enter para mag-save agad? Okay. Lagyan natin ng event listener yung text field. Okay, key press enter JS event. Search ko lang kasi hindi ko memorize. Okay? Gusto ko, nag-press ako ng enter dito, mag-add na agad. Gawin natin yun. Okay? Mas maganda naman yun, di ba? Kaysa kiniklik mo pa. Isn't it? So, maglalagay tayo ng event listener. Ang event listener na yon ay i-attach natin kay kaninong element sa magiging listener? Yung button o ito? Yung text field. Yung text field, I'm going to attach a listener to this. Okay? So, ano bang reference ng text field natin? Ang reference niya ay task field. So, I'm going to call that. Wala na tayong time talaga dun sa object-oriented. Task field, ay ko na lang. Pag-online meeting na lang ako. Yung mga gustong sumali, sila na lang gustong mag-aral. Okay? Task field that event listener, kung wala, di wala. Ang event is, madami. May key press, may key up, key down. Pero gusto ko, during key up, yung keyboard, I think this is only particular to JavaScript. Ito yung event. Key press, key up. Press up. Press up. Yung press is ang tawag sa inyo siya? Naka-push. Pag inangan mo na, doon ako magpa-fire ng function. So I'm going to use the key up function. Key up. Key up. Yan. Anong gagawin ko? Same lang sila ng gagawin ng button click. So, I can just call. I don't need to create another function to listen to the key up kasi yung gagawin niya ay parehas na kapag click ko yung button. So, ang igagawin ko lang na function for this will be the add task. And take note, hindi kailangan ng semicolon na. Hindi ako magsisemicolon dyan. Save ko Save. Okay. Eat. Sorry. Tingnan nyo. Pero sabi ko, mangyayari lang yan kung enter yung press ko. So, if i-filter ko ngayon, yung na-press, na-enter. Okay? Wait lang. Okay, ganito. Okay? Punta ako dito. Punta ako dyan. Dito muna. I-determine ko muna kung saan nagmula yung event. It's coming from the button or is it coming from the field? So para magawa ko yan, I'm going to add here event. I'm going to add an event parameter there. And then, ang gagawin ko, i-console ko nga. Console, kung kanino yung event. Console.log event.target. That's how you're going to identify kung kanino yung event nang galing. Kasi dalawang element ng pinaglilisinan niya. Yung text field at saka yung button. Oy, are you still there with me? Wala pang 12. Kaya niyo pa? So mag-right click ako. Punta ako sa console. I-determine ko kung kanino nagmumula yung event. Nagmula siya kay text field. Nagmula siya kay button. Now, I want only to filter itong text field at gusto ko pag-enter yung finesse, hindi yung kahit ano. Kasi tignan nyo, kahit anong key, na-activate na yung tinatawag na pagsisave. Hindi dapat. So, ganito. I've already determined it. At napakaganda nito pag naglagay ka ng event, yung parameter na yan that speaks about yung event object na na-create no nag-interact si user dun sa button or sa text field. So, gagawin natin, mag-i-if tayo dito. If event.target is equal, tatlong equal to make it exact, it's equal to task field. I-testing natin ito. Alert. Ding, ang bato. Okay? And then, i-return natin to prematurely terminate the function. Yan yung purpose niyan, return, parang kay Java lang din. Button, wala. Okay? Nag-gets nyo yung logic? Na-target ko, na-gets ko, na kapag yung pinagmulan, pag pinagmulan ng event ay yung text field, mag-alert siya ng ding ang bato. Ganito mag-program, try and try, para makuha nyo. Okay? So, I found it. And also, mag-end ako dyan. And key dot, event dot key rather. Event dot key, I enter. So na yun. And event dot key is equal to enter. Now, i-reverse na lang natin ito. Ititigil ko, I'm going to stop doing this if the source of the event is coming from the text field and it is not pressing the enter key. I'm just going to terminate the function. Yan yung logic nito. Ulitin ko get this one. Ito yung logic. Nag-aralan na natin ng if statement sa Compro. There's no reason na din nyo mag-guess. Para to make this simple, I'm not going to perform anything here if the condition is this. If the event target is coming from the task field and what I'm basically pressing is not the enter. I'm just going to prematurely terminate it. Okay? Instead of, itong purpose nito is negate, parang kay Java lang din. Parehas sila. Tingnan nyo itong mangyayari siya. Okay, gawin natin. Hello? Gumagana pa rin. I think mali yung logic natin. Ganito. Pumupunta pa rin ito. Ang gagawin ko is I'm going to console what is the event key. Okay? Console.log para makita ko kung ano yung na-refresh. Friends, event.key. Okay? May problema? J, tingnan nyo na kung kinokonsole niya. Enter. Palitan ko, alisin ko na lang ito. I'm just going to make it single. Okay? Anong pinagkaiba ng triple equal sa double equal? Triple equal is, it should have the same value, same data type. For two equals, it's only checking for equality of value, not necessary yung data type. Are you listening, Kuya Darwin? Darwin, are you listening? Okay, it's still malfunctioning. But if I'm going to remove this one, going to remove that one, mag-error. Nag-error ba? O, tingnan nyo, hindi gumagana. Okay, hindi siya gumagana. Okay? I'm just going to separate it. I'm just going to separate since it's not working. If I'm going to return. Ibig sabihin, I'm going to prematurely stop it. It's still not working. Event key, if not event key is enter. Why? This is not working. Palitan ko nga. Ito na naman ako na-stuck. Ano bang type ni enter? Tingnan mo nga. Ganito pag-check ng type. Type event the key. Kailangan ko palang i-console. Console, then type of event key. Console.log, sorry. It's a string. Tama naman. Enter. But it's not working. Equality. Okay. Sorry. I think it's because of this. It should not be that way. It's okay. Okay. Already got it, guys. Bakit ko kasi rine-reverse yun? Dito na lang ako maglagay na equal. And alisin ko na ito. Okay? Save. Okay, gumagana na. Press enter. Yun. Hello, enter. Darna. Bato. Hello. Nakuha na. Now, isave natin ito sa local storage, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. And then yung OOP, di-discuss ko na lang later on. Okay? Para magawa natin yung gagawa tayo dito ng array. Left task. It's a array. Ilagay natin yung task doon sa array. This is for the purpose of saving to the database. Okay? Database to the local storage. So, task dot push. Push natin yung value ni pangalan nito? Yung task mismo. Okay? Yung task, ito siya. Yan o, yung value. And then what we will do is we're going to save that to the local storage. Okay, ito. Save to local. Ganito mag-save. Okay, ganito mag-save. Local storage that set item para mag-add ng task. Then we're going to have a key to that. Ang key na lang niya is task, then task or task in storage, whatever. Kahit ano pwede nyo lagay dyan, kahit hindi na necessarily na magkapangalan sila nung variable. I'm just going to make it task items para makita nyo yung tawag nito, difference. And then, ang ilalagay ko dito is I'm going to convert the array into a comma-separated object or JSON. So, ganito, pangpangalanan, ang gagawin ko lang. Alam nyo na yung JSON, hindi pa, no? Huwag nyo na munang pakialaman yan. Ang gagawin lang nito, yung JSON.stringify, ang pinakamadaling understanding niyan is i-convert niya yung array into plain string para ma-save siya doon sa local storage. Hindi kasi pwedeng mag-save ng array na data structure. Okay, tapusin ko lang to. Okay? Ang ilagay ko dito is yung mismong task. Saan yung task? Yung task natin is yun yung array natin. Ganyan gumawa ng array kay JavaScript. Maalala nyo pa yan? That's JavaScript. Ang ibig sabihin ng push, you add an item to it. Parang sa DSA nyo, di ba, may push and pop kayo doon? Pop is to remove, push is to put inside it. Okay? Now, nakasave na yung task doon. Pero, gusto ko before, document.onload. Document.onload function, retrieve dito ko, i-retrieve data from retrieve data from local storage after loading the page para may populate ko na yung listahan. Okay, are you following me? Malilito kayo dito pag di nyo na ako pinapakinggan. Kaya ang gagawin ko, i-retrieve ko yung current na naka-store kay local storage para ilalagay ko doon sa, pangalan nito, ilalagay ko doon sa container. Yan ang gagawin yan. And that would be done before displaying anything else. Ang gagawin ko dyan is kukuhanin ko yung galing from the database by yeah. I-save ko na lang dun sa task. Okay? Read it and place it in the task. So, task dot, ito, gagamitin ko rin yan. Task is equal to get item. Okay? Local storage dot get item. Ang pangalan niya, sinave natin siya kay, anong ID niya sa local storage? Ito, task item. So, get item, list items. Hindi, task item pala. Task item. Pero, since galing siya sa JSON, kailangan natin siyang i-parse. I-reverse natin yon. So, json.parse. Then, ganyan. I-reverse natin siya ng ganyan. I-reverse natin yung laman niya para maging array siya. Magiging object na yun. Oh, magiging object na ito pala. Task JSON na lang pangalan ko. Task object. Let task objects. And then, ipaparse natin sila. I-iterate natin. I-iterate natin yung objects. Task content. Console.log. Tignan ko nga kung anong laman. Task objects. Save. Sabi niya, document onload is not a function. Mali nga. Onload. Tapusin ko lang ito. Ganito pala ang magkwan. Mali itong event listener ko dito. Hindi pala yung document yung kailangan kong i-listen. It should be the window. Papalitan ko ito. Kaya nyo ba? Window.add event listener. It should be the event load. And then, function. And then, ganyan. Ganyan dapat. Okay? The window, the whole browser window. Okay, null pa lang siya. Yung? You know, galing siya sa local storage. Sinave natin siya every time na may na-add, sinesave natin sa local storage. Sa disk, yan. And then i-read natin just before loading everything para i-pre-populate natin yung listahan ng task coming from the storage. Yun yung flow niya, kaya nilagay ko siya sa una. Kaya the problem is, this is null, and it's not already loading the page. I think I just need to remove these event listeners here. Kasi sabi naman natin kanina, ito naman yung huling ma-execute. I'm just going to remove that one. Pero the thing here, yun, nandun na. Hello. Add. I-refresh ko Yun, meron ng laman na hello dun sa string natin. Hindi pala siya, array pala siya. Okay, it's just an array. So, gamitin ko na lang yung task dito. Alis ka na, kuya? May pupuntahan ka na? Ano yun? Ano yun? May klase kayo? Ha? Okay, bye. Bahala kayo dyan. Okay, and then ituloy ko na lang to. Alisin ko na ito. I'm going to remove that. I'm not going to listen an event anymore. Okay? Pero what I will do is I'm going to pre-populate. I'm going to pre-populate yung one. Okay, so task. So what I will just do is I'm going to pre-populate this task that for each. Yan, that's how you do it. And then we use task to represent individual task. Okay? And then, ilagay natin siya sa function. Okay, ilagay natin siya sa function. And, ang gagawin natin, gagamit tayo ng kwan dito, gagamit tayo ng lambda expression. Ganyan. Pero gagawin ko yung kwan, yung ibang alternative nito. Kopyahin ko lang ito, guys. Yan o. I'm just going to copy this thing. Kopyahin ko lang yan, and then ilagay ko siya dito. Okay? Save. Ang shortcut nito, kung ayaw nyo ng lambda, is ganito lang. Function, and then, alisin nyo yan. Ganyan yung alternative niyan. O ganyan na lang, para hindi tayo mag-lambda. Alam ko, ang alam ko is kwan eh. Nalito kayo sa lambda nung sukwan. Anong subject yun? Hi. Tignan nyo, i-refresh ko to Aha. Wala naman. Bakit nga eh? Hindi pumasok. Alam niyo ang rason kung bakit pumasok? Meron namang hello, hi doon, no? Pero walang laman. Kailangan ko pa rin ilagay ito sa loob ng function. Window.add event listener function. Sir, bakit hindi gumana? Let me explain. The reason kung bakit hindi gumana is hindi pa kasi na-create itong task container. That's the reason why. Lagay ko na lang siya dito. Lagay ko siya doon sa loob ng event listener. The event niya ito is kapag natapos na mag-load yung page. Let's see if this would work. Wala, hindi niya dinidisplay. Ito kasi, sorry. Naalis yung laman niyan. Ayun na, refresh ko, nandun na yung dating laman. Okay? Kain. Okay, nandun si Kain. Refresh ko, hindi na nawawala yan unless na i-delete natin. Okay? I think mali yung assumption ko kanina. Let me just correct it. Gagana pa rin yan kapag kahit wala siya sa loob ng kwan. Wala siya sa loob ng event listener. Save. Yeah, gagana pa rin siya kasi nga naka-defer naman yung kwan natin. Ayan o, gumagana pa rin. Sir, paano pag may delete? Okay, tuloy na natin yung delete. Okay. Delete lang natin yan. Maglagay tayo ng delete dun sa kwan. Sir, paano mag-delete? Okay, gawa tayo ng delete Gumana na ito. Take note nyo na lang ito. Alisin ko na lang. Diyan kayo maglagay ng something Sige lang. Tuloy ko na ito. May klase ka ba? Sige, sige. So maglagay tayo ng delete. So yung span, dagdagan pa natin yan ng isa pang element. Maglagay na lang tayo dito ng button. Okay? Ang class niya, para kasi marami yan, ang class na lang niya is delete. Okay? And then, class delete, and then ang laman niya is delete. Save. Magiging ganyan yung itsura niya. Mag-attach ng delete. Now, magli-listen ulit tayo dito. Pag na-click ang delete, i-delete natin yung buong something na yan. Dali lang yan. So, gawa tayo ng iba pang event listener sa dulo. Okay? Para variety tayo. Gagawa ko dito ng event listener na meron na nandito mismo yung function definition. Okay? So, kukuhanin ko muna, gagawa muna ako ng reference para sa delete button. So, const delete btn is equal to document.query selector. Okay, ang selector niya is delete, di ba? Ha? Single S lang yon. Tapos, idagtong din natin to dun sa pangalawa. Pwede nating i-refactor ito para concise yung code natin. Yung mga redundant, ayusin natin. Pwede rin yan. Pero since nagsisimula pa lang naman kayo, hayaan na lang muna natin na ganyan. Save din natin doon sa pangalawa kasi dalawa yung points kung saan tayo nag-a-add ng task doon sa container. Doon sa before, loading just after loading the whole page, at kapag nag-input tayo doon sa field. Okay, ang gagawin ko dito, yan, delete button. Tapusin ko lang yung delete and then punta na tayo sa add event listener. Click. Function. Dito naman, instead na magre-refer ako sa function na nakasame sa variable or constant, I'm just going to name it here. So I'm going to get the parent of this. I'm going to get the parent of this so I can get its sibling. Okay? So I'm going to pass the event get parent. JS get parent. Okay? Ganito yung setup. So I'm going to listen to the event para ma-determine ko kung anong button pinanggalingan nun kasi maraming delete, di ba? Naalala nyo na maraming delete? I'm going to add that. I'm going to get the event so I can get the target. Okay, so ang gagawin ko, I'm going to get the parent. Tingnan nyo ito ang yung structure ng natin. Paano natin ma-determine ito? Paano natin makuha yung parent ito para ma-delete? Is it the parent that we have to delete? Tingnan nga natin. Inspect element. Okay, kapag na-click yung delete na yon, ang madidelete ay itong mismong P na yan. Yun. So I'm going to determine the parent of this, which is this one, di ba? And then I'm going to delete it to make it go away. Okay? Miss Kate, isingin mo yung katabi mo. Napagod na kayong makinig? Kikinig nga lang kayo. Ako nagsasalita, hindi pa ako nagre-reklamo. Malapit na, tapusin lang natin yung delete. Bigyan ko kayo ulit ng break. Okay? Please bear with me. Okay matulog. Okay yung lupay-pay. Nakikinig nga lang kayo eh. Palit kaya tayo kung nakikinig kayo nagsasalita. Please. Okay, so delete natin yung parent niya para mawala na. Sabi niya, lagyan pa natin ng sasap. Ganon. Okay, paano natin kuhanin yung parent niya? Parent. So, const, task, container. Container yung i-delete natin eh. Or parent na lang. Kailang task parent is equal to event.target.parent node. That's how you get it. And then, i-delete natin. Task container dot remove child. I-remove natin si parent. Tingnan natin kung gagana yan. Naka-refresh na yan. Wala na. Yung isa lang gumana. Inspect element natin. Posibleng may error yan. Kumana naman siya. Oh, na-delete yung isa. Nakita nyo na-delete? Oh, na-delete. Pero bakit nawala? Pag click ulit natin, it's possible na wala siyang console na tayo dito. Console.log event.target. Yung target na yan, yun yung element na pinanggalingan ng event. Okay? Event.target. Ayun, na-delete siya. Ibig sabihin, nawawala na ito. Nawawala na itong event listener na yon kapag na-delete yung event. Okay, it's very strange. Okay. Ito yung problema. Kasi maraming delete pala yun, di ba? It's not automatic. Ibig sabihin, ito, isang button lang yung naka-attachan ng event. The rest, wala na. Yung pinaka-umpisa lang, basically. Tignan nyo, i-refresh ko lang makikita nyo, ang madidelete lang dito ay yung umpisa. Second, hindi na-delete. Yung hello lang na isang na-delete. Kung gagawin ko, I have to attach event listener to every pangalan nito. I have to attach the event listener to every button with the class.delete. Okay? Gagamitan ko ng query selector all. Okay? And then, wag ko ng kwan. Yan. Ganyan na lang. Okay? Delete buttons. Or, automatic ko na nang lagyan ng ganito. Dot for each btn del. So what I will do is I'm going to attach the same event listener doon. Okay? Ganyan. And then, ang ilalagay ko dito is yung del. Yan. Save. Oh, gumagana na. Okay? Pero pag nirefresh natin, nandun pa rin kasi hindi natin clear yung local storage. I-clear din natin. Ang problema din nito, gawa tayo ng function para kay Juan. Const delete task is equal to function event. Ang purpose nito is para hindi tayo magre-redundant. Yan. Kasi gagamitin din natin yan sa taas. Oops, sorry. Paste natin dyan. Alisin ko na yan. And then, ang ilagay ko dito ay, ang ilagay ko lang dyan is delete task. Okay? Bahala kayo pag ayaw nyo makinig ha. Pero the thing na kailangan ko pang gawin, nawala yung closing. Yun. Ang kailangan ko pa is i-delete ko yung kwan. I-delete ko doon sa may task. So what I will do is, wow. Medyo matrabaho na ito. It's complicated. Kasi marami na akong naisip na error later on na hindi makakapture. Kasi tignan nyo delete. Maglagay ako ng isa pa. Sleep. Hindi nagagana yan. Ibig sabihin, dito, kailangan natin re-add. Kailangan natin i-re-add dito yung yung pangalan nito. Yung document.query selector gusto ko na mag-attach ng query selector ng event listener dito sa panibago. Okay. Simple lang pala. So, new element dot query selector para yung anak niya na dot delete, mag-attach ako ng add event listener. Ilagay ko dyan, click, and then last is delete task. Okay, now the problem, my current problem right now, na-delete na lahat? Bakit na-delete? I think may error ito. Yun, may error. Delete task before initialization. Cannot access delete task before initialization. Okay, lagay ko siya dun sa dulo. Maybe this would work. No, hindi dyan. Ilalagay ko siya dito. Dito ko siya ilalagay. Save. Ayun. New. Saan si new? Delete. Ayun, gagana na siya. Pero ang problema natin dito is delete from the local storage. Okay, siguro I'm just going to reserve that next sem. Okay, next sem na lang natin ito. Kasi sa next sem, WebDev 2, I will still review these matters. Mag-add din kayo ng confirm dialog box dun sa coffee. Which is something, okay? Mag-transition na tayo sa Java. Okay, meron akong introduce doon. Okay? I'm just going to terminate this recording and I will come back